Obviously, if you're going to a networking event, you're going to meet quite a lot of people, and sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to remember what you were talking to other people about. So I always come armed with a pen, a whole lot of business cards, name badge, and when I'm talking to people, I will generally flip their business card over and just jot a couple of notes down. They're usually quite surprised that you're actually taking that much interest in them, and they get quite excited that you are genuinely interested in them, because taking notes really shows that. But here's a couple of really hot tips. Culturally, it's appropriate to do that in Western countries like Australia, New Zealand, the United States, and Western Europe. But it's completely inappropriate to do that in most Asian cultures. Most Asian cultures, you use a business card as a very esteemed exchange of business information. So you never write on somebody's business cards. And of course, you've seen most Asian people hand their card with two hands, and you take that card back and you look at it and you read on it. I would never write on the back of somebody's business cards when I'm at an Asian networking event. But it's completely appropriate in Australia or the United States, for example. So if you're going to write on somebody's business card, it's pretty hard if they've got a laminated business card. This is why I always make sure that the back of my business cards are free of any information, generally white or a light colour, and have no lamination. Laminated business cards are impossible to write on. By laminated business cards, some of you may not understand what I mean by that, but it's like a plastic surface coating on there, and it makes them a little bit harder and glossier. But they're very difficult to write on. So I really prefer having a business card that doesn't have that lamination and that high gloss on it. And certainly on the back of my business card, I have a lot of space where you can write as much information as humanly possible on a business card. So take that information and make sure that when you go back to your office, you enter it into your database. So you'll have a CRM system where you're keeping all the information of the people that you meet, and I transpose that information into my database. So if you say you're going to do something, make sure you do that action. So if you're writing something down as a follow-up, perhaps you're going to give them a link to a book or an article or a workshop, make sure you do that. There's nothing worse than telling somebody at a networking event you'll do some sort of follow-up and it never happens. It's pretty much referral suicide. So jot those notes down, make it pertinent, make sure you are culturally sensitive about where you're doing that, and ensure that you do all that follow-up that you say you're going to do.